Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews. Don't do unboxings, but we might do a few playthroughs next year if you behave yourselves. But today we are going to be continuing the countdown of our top 100 board games of all time. This is a list that we do every year. We've been doing it since fucking, I don't know, we started doing this channel years and years ago, and it's a lot of fucking hard work. And I did think, well, should I fucking do it this year? I really can't be fucking arsed with all the hassle, digging all the fucking games out. But I'm a martyr, right? So I'm doing it for you out of the goodness of my own stone cold, coal-studded heart, right? So remember, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel, hit the like button and all that YouTube bullshit. See you after this. Bollocks. Bollocks. Number 90 on this list is a game by political eco-activist Eric M. Lang. This is a game called Rising Sun. This is an area control game. You'll be choosing an action to take from a variety of tiles, and you might be able to summon monsters, move your troops around, get new troops on the board, purchase cards that will give you game-breaking special abilities or end-of-game scoring, right? This game made me laugh when it was released because they hired a cultural consultant, I do believe, looking for ancient Japanese mythological creatures, and they found some farmer or something in New Zealand who created this, I think it was like a Pokemon character or something, and they thought that it was like some Japanese creature, and they used it, and they found out it was just some bloke in a barn, right? Rising Sun is absolutely fantastic. We backed the Kickstarter all them years ago, and still it is one of the best produced games of all time, right? Looks like the dog's bollocks were carved out of ivory and gold together, yeah? So yeah, Rising Sun has dropped down this list quite a bit over the years, and that's because there's better games out there. Bollocks. Number 89 on this list is a bicycle racing game. No, it's not that dexterity game Bicycle. It is actually a game called Flamme Rouge, and that sounds a little bit rude, doesn't it? This is a card-based racer. You will be playing cards from your hand, and you will be moving one of your two racers along a track, hoping to come first, yeah? A couple of expansions added an extra player and some terrain that you had to negotiate. There was another one called Meteo, I think, that added weather conditions. That was kind of a little bit lackluster, yeah, but Flamme Rouge is a simple racing game that with the expansion plays up to 6 players, and that's fantastic for us, yeah? It's not as good as another similar game that is on this list, but it is still a compelling game. And if you ain't played it, then you're a twat. Bollocks. So number 98 on this list is a game by Uwe Rosenberg. This broke the cycle of Agricola clones and gave us something brand new. This is a game called Le Havre, right? In this game, you will be taking goods from a bunch of barges that are going down a canal in what I can only assume is the town of Le Havre, right? You'll be using these resources to buy buildings. Buildings will give you special abilities, rinse, wash, repeat. And I think the reason we're largely still playing this is because it is that much different from all the Agricola clones that Uwe Rosenberg has released over the years. He's turned into sort of like a bit of a one-trick pony. I know there's always exceptions to the rule, but Le Havre keeps your brain engaged all the time, yeah. And it's just one of them really nice-looking, fantastic Euro games. Some people like and some people hate, and we like it, right? Bollocks. Number 87 on this list is a 1 versus all game. It's level 7 Amiga Protocol. In this game, one player will be this overlord type player who will be controlling a bunch of aliens on a ship. Basically, it's fucking Aliens, the board game before Aliens, the board game was made, or after Aliens, the board game was made, whatever. And the rest of the players will be taking on a role of different types of Marines, yeah? What you'll be doing, you'll be spending these tokens, and every time you take an action with these tokens, every time the Marines take an action with these tokens, you'll be passing them over to the overlord character, and that will give them the power that they need to throw aliens and shit at you to try and kill you, at least to try and stop you from fulfilling the objectives, right? So you've got to be very careful that you don't overdo it, give the overlord too many tokens and make them too powerful, right? This is a scenario-based game. There's not that many scenarios in the box, which is a bit of a bummer, so we had to pick up one of the expansions just to give the game a little bit more of a longer lifespan. But if you like these sort of dungeon crawler type things, then level 7 Amiga Protocol is a superbly thematic and atmospheric game, yeah? Bollocks. So number 90, fucking I'm doing it again. Number 86 on this list is a Reiner Knizia game. It's an auction game called Ra. In this game, you will be choosing a sun tile that will allow you to bid on an auction of tiles, yeah? You'll be taking tiles from a display, and these will give you benefits during the game, yeah? So some of the tiles will give you immediate points. They might prevent you from getting negative points, or they might give you points at the end of the epoch, of which there are 3, yeah? So you better get your arse and gear, figure your strategy out pretty quickly, yeah? Ra was given a deluxe reprint not that long ago. ago. We didn't pick it up. We were given a copy by somebody that watches this channel who has remained silent for a number of years. I hope he's still with us. But yeah, Ra is a fascinating auction game, a very simple auction game, and it's one of Rainer Knizia's best games, right?
Bollocks.
So I'm going to look again. Number 85 on this list is a bag building game where you've got an element of push your luck as well. This is Quacks of Quedlinburg, or as it has been renamed, Quacks, yeah, which is kind of shit. I suppose people just didn't know what Quedlinburg meant, yeah, probably Americans. In Quacks of Quedlinburg, you will be loading your bag full of these ingredients to make potions, yeah. You'll be pulling the ingredients out your bag, and if you pull out too many of the wrong ingredients, then your cauldron will go bang and you will die, or at least lose a fucking arm or two, which means that you'll have to wank with your feet. And it is possible. I've seen it done. There was a couple of decent expansions for this. It was the Witches expansion, and I can't remember what the other one was, but they were both pretty good. One of them added an extra player, which is absolutely fantastic. But in terms of bag building and push your luck games, this is the perfect blend, no pun included, of skill and push your luck. Yeah, a super duper game.
Bollocks.
Next game on this list is a game that is, I suppose, should be regarded as a little bit controversial if you're that way inclined, yeah. It's a game called Santa Maria. In this game, you will be trying to build a colony in the New World, yeah. You'll be doing this by drafting different dice and by placing sort of polyomino buildings on a grid that will trigger scoring opportunities, right? And guess what? At the end of the game, the player with the most victory points is going to win. Yeah, I know, it's a hard concept grasp, isn't it? Yeah, Santa Maria is, has it been rethemed? I think it's been reprinted and rethemed, I'm not sure, because maybe the fact that this deals with colonialism might just sort of ruffle a few feathers in 2025. Who knows? But yeah, it's still a fantastic game. It's got oodles of strategy. It's relatively simple. I mean, I think it's regarded as a medium weight Euro, but it's not like that at all. It's actually quite simple, yeah. But yeah, Santa Maria, maybe I like it for the controversy. I don't know. It's just one of them games that keeps coming back every now and again, yeah.
Bollocks.
So number 83 on this list is another racing game that doesn't use cards, it uses dice. This is a Formula 1 racing game called Formula D, or if you are French and old, Formula Day. In this game, you will be rolling a die that reflects what gear you are in. So if you're in first gear, you're going to roll a die with less numbers on it, right? If you're in top gear, you're going to roll the big fucking Jeremy Clarkson head dice, right? You'll move that number of spaces, and the thing that makes this game fantastic is on every corner, or most corners, or is it every corner, you've got a number, and this is the amount of times that you will have to stop your car before you exit that section, yeah? So you might be speeding down the straight doing 200 miles an hour, and then a hairpin bend comes up and you crash into the fucking crowd and kill 6 people. The rules can be a little bit fiddly. The advanced game's not really that advanced, but sometimes there's a little bit too much thrown in and it becomes semi-complicated, all the different variants and all the different parts of the car that go wrong, yeah? Bit like real life, really. You stick to the version, which is the one that we play, then Formula D is still one of the best push your luck racing games that you can get today, and it still looks a dog's bollocks after all these years, yeah.
Bollocks.
Number 82 on this list is our first Stefan Feld game. It is a game called Trajan. This essentially is a stuffy, themeless Euro, but who cares, because it's the mechanics that make a game what it is and not the way it looks, right? This uses the ancient game of Mancala as its central mechanism, yeah? You'll be moving these coloured cylinders around these different bowls, and dependent on where your little arch thing is, that's the action you're going to be taking, right? Some people call this a point salad. Maybe that phrase is becoming a little bit too tired nowadays, you know what I mean? I suppose when you talk about Trajan, they are correct, yeah, because you can go to the forum to anticipate the demands of the public, so you can supply them with what they want and not suffer a penalty like having your left testicle cut off. You can go into the Senate and try and influence it to get victory points, and you can even take control of the military and try and invade Britain. You can try, but probably fucking do you over and kick you out, you know what I mean, because we're like that. Yeah, it's a stuffy Euro that looks like it's crawled out of a fucking cave, but in terms of mechanics and gameplay, Trajan is one of Stefan Feld's best games. Not the best, but one of the best.
Bollocks.
So number 81 on this list, and to seal the tomb of number 90 down to 81, is a game called The Voyages of Marco Polo. This is a dice placement game. Every player's going to roll their dice and they will use the pips on the dice to take different actions. You might get a few camels, yeah, for whatever reason. I'm not going to judge you, right? You might want to travel around Europe setting up trading posts, or you might just want to give a blowjob to the Sultan, right? Who knows? The thing that makes Marco Polo different and makes it stand out from all the other shit that's out there is the fact that every player is going to be taking control default of a special character that's going to give them a game-breaking special ability. I mean, you might get a character that lets you set all your dice to the numbers that you want, yeah? Or you might get the character who has the 18-inch penis, right? Sure, that was a Dice Tower promo. But yeah, Marco Polo, it still looks the fucking dog's bollocks. We went out and got Marco Polo 2, which is sort of like the same game with a few different options, and we would have got the Merchants of Venice expansion, but it's gone out of print and it's now way too expensive for me because I'm a fucking cheapskate. But yeah, Marco Polo, nothing to do with ice cream and nothing to do with polo, but it has everything to do with a fantastic dice placement game. Right, there you go. That is number 90 down to 81. It concludes the second part of our annual top 100 board games of all time. Are you agreeing with our list this far? What do you think our number one game is going to be this year, right? Come back in a few days' time for part 3, which will be, let me work this out, number 80 down to 71. So don't jump off a bridge or anything. Don't be a Mr. Creosote character and eat yourself to death, because you will want to come back and watch the third part of this completely meaningless list and waste more of your life avoiding doing shit that is worthwhile. So remember, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel with the like button and all that YouTube bullshit. And we will see you next time.